Okay, so I'm a few minutes late. I had a lot to do, but I'm going to go ahead and share the live, and if you can, that would be awesome. I'm a few minutes late. I had a lot to do, but I'm going to go ahead and share the live, and if you can, that would be awesome. We're going to talk about ascension. Many of you know what ascension is, but I think that there's some aspects. I was thinking about that on my way here driving. And so here's the expectation. We're going to do a guided meditation. We're going to do an oracle reading. And we're going to talk about ascension, not in that order. I can't promise you anything. Hello, hello, my beautiful goddesses. Hello, hello. Please be so kind as to share the live, please. Be so kind as to share the live. Be so kind as to share the live. All right. And then I'm going to wait for the magical number of 9, because that's our number, right? The number of co-creation. And we're going to go from there. Yeah. I'm so glad to see you guys. Thank you. Share the live. So the guided meditation is going to be almost similar to how I open a meditation when I do hypnotherapy. So for those of you who've done hypnotherapy with me, you'll recognize the process, okay? All right, let's wait for, we need four more people, because I really don't want to, especially if I start. So I think I'm going to talk about ascension now, and then we'll do an oracle reading, and then the level of patience with people is amazing. But still, let's go ahead. All right, ascension. Now, what is it? Now, you guys know what ascension is, right? You know that there's a consciousness shift that's being asked of you. Now, what does that consciousness shift mean? It means that if you're timid, that's going to be very hard for you to ascend. Why is that? Well, because if you're timid about your opinions, your downloads, your ideas of what should be and how we can heal individually and collectively, if you're timid about even thinking it, even sharing it or speaking of it, that timidity is a muscling. It's like a hand over your mouth. It's like somebody taking your nose and your mouth and squeezing you into submission. So timidity is not going to help you ascend. Okay, this demure bullshit that they're pushing everywhere is a very subtle, not so fucking subtle way to keep your mouth shut. And ascension takes courage. It takes a sense of autonomy, a sense of knowing that even if you make a mistake, even that's better than fucking being submissive. Ascension is understanding your daydreams can become true. Your dreams are quite often are oracle dreams. Your feelings in your body, your connection, your ability to connect the dots with yourself, your signs, and what's going on in the collective. Your ability to honor who you are, your ability to trust your feelings about people, places, and things. Those are ascensions. Those are part of the ascension, believe it or not. Now, every time on the collective level we were trying to ascend to a higher place with a God, the one of 1,000 names, the one who created us all. For example, when we tried to make the Bible in the common language of the people, English, Dutch, German, whatever the fuck, people suffered for that. People suffered. So some of you might be from those incarnations. Many of us were harmed, hunted down and harmed. So part of the reason why you're timid, part of it, okay, not all of it, part of the reason why some of you are timid about your opinions and your passions and your belief systems is because of that trauma. Some of us use power and we were corrupted by it, and we harm people, to be blunt. Okay, none of us walk on water. Shedding the ideas of dogmatic beliefs based on culture, religion, race, genders, sexuality. Part of the ascension is that falling away from you, no longer holding you down. Like it's almost like you're floating away and someone's grabbing your ankles. Like there's a whole bunch of people grabbing you by the ankles trying to pull you down. Those energies of these people pulling you down are dogmatic beliefs, repeating myself, of religion, culture, sexual orientation, belief systems. It's always been this way. Shut up. Toe the line. Do you understand? It's toxic shit. So as you ascend, you're going to find yourself feeling, I'm sorry, lonely. Why are you going to feel lonely? Because you're actually going to realize that you have to move away from certain environments. They're not going to support you in your ascension. They're not. They're going to prevent your ascension. They're going to try to shame it out of you. They're going to try to beat it out of you. They're going to try to talk you out of it. They're going to tell you that you're possessed by the devil. Well, look at what happened to Doreen Virtue. But look at what happens to many of these content creators who run back to their dogmatic beliefs thinking that's the safe zone instead of realizing they're being challenged by other forces who don't want us to ascend. So ascension isn't just suddenly now you don't want to eat animal, protein, or you don't want you stop drinking coffee, or you stopped drinking alcohol, or you stopped smoking pot, or whatever else you were doing that was illicit, illegal, or legal, right? There's a lot of moving parts to it. But quite often the body will tell you things that your mind won't accept. Let me repeat that. Sometimes the body will start telling you things that your mind can't accept. I'll give you an example. That your relationship with someone is over. Why? Well, because your body is shutting down and doesn't want to have sex with them anymore. I mean, it honestly doesn't want it. Doesn't like their smell. Doesn't want to hear their voice. Doesn't want their hands on your. In other words, things start collapsing within you. Things that were belief systems you thought were always going to be who you were, representing your whole entire self, implode. So ascension is messy. It's messy, it can be scary, and it can be very lonely. Does that make sense? Let me see. Okay. Wow. Okay, how many do we have here? 17. Oh, cool. Okay. So any questions or comments regarding what we've talked about? Any comments or questions? Yeah, I got sick because of my bad marriage. Yeah, I could tell you stories upon stories upon stories. Hi, Yenji, it's good to see you. Hi, Mia. I could tell you so many stories about that. I remember, okay, now what? Okay, live restricted to audiences. Okay, whatever. All right. So what I'm going to say to you is that as you progress in the ascension, because we don't want to teach that to a teenager that's going through massive fucking starseed ascension pain. Let's just keep it to 18-year-olds and over, because only they can understand that. But I am so sick of this restrictive 3D infrastructure system that looks like 1984 being rolled out in front of our very eyes. But anyway, moving with that, let's move on. Share that with the people who need it, okay? Because there are people, and in particular young people, that need your wisdom and your guidance, okay? And they're going to need to know as starseeds, in other words, souls that have come to incarnate on this planet. They're going to have to know that they're developing gills. They're developing new ways of being that is very, very foreign to them. They look around at the age of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, realizing that the system is fucked and whacked. They know it because they just landed here. They remember their incarnations in different planets on different structures, right? And so when they come here, they're like, I would imagine it's like going to, say, WAR zone in the Middle East, for example. You know what I mean? It would probably be akin to that. You live in a beautiful place, you've got a beautiful garden, everyone's good, everyone's abundant, clean, there's food, there's clean water. You're realizing that everything's good, and then you're drop shipped right into WAR. I would imagine for many of these souls, it feels that way. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is this? And what hang on, what did I sign up for, right? So we, as aunties and uncles and grandparents and parents, are going to really have to treat these little bodies who have huge souls and they are equals. The fact that they're learning how to walk again doesn't make them idiots. Okay, let's not forget that. Let's treat these young souls coming in that are going to take over the reins and thank God do better than our past forebears have done, including, no offense, ourselves. Just being real, we got to be honest about it. Would they need our support, and they need not to be gaslit. And many of them, many will need to be homeschooled. You're going to have to just get ready, man. Maybe work 2 jobs and throw money aside so you can actually not work, or work remotely, or create a way to work remotely so you can travel, so you can take your kid and just get the fuck out of certain environments and where your job is portable. Make sure that you start working on that. Make your jobs portable. That means that you don't need to work in town XYZ at all, because you can live anywhere in the world you want. As long as they have Wi-Fi, you're good. That should be your goal in the next 2 years. Make yourself portable. Does that make sense? That is part of the ascension. I'm talking about the nitty gritty. I'm not the chick that you come to ask about the, well, you could, the kumbaya of it, the esoteric aspect, though we are going to do that. But I'm the person that's going to, probably because I'm a Taurus, I'm going to give you the brick and mortar aspect of how to ascend. And the truth of ascension is that sometimes your environment is not conducive to your ascension. It's really that simple. And there's nothing to be embarrassed or ashamed about. It just is. And you have to recognize that. Any questions on that? Any questions? TikTok, why are you restricting this live? There is nothing wrong with this live. Thank you, Letty. 2 weeks after I left, I was healthy again. Yeah, I'm in a situation where I'm not, I'm still not good. And part of it, honestly, is the environment is good, don't get me wrong, but it could be better. And I feel as if sometimes your body is calling you to another country. I'm just going to be, or another state, or another, I don't know, but be honest with yourself. Don't you dare gaslight yourself. If your body keeps feeling weird in your environment, that's your body trying to talk to you. It's like ignoring a little 2-year-old or 3-year-old that they're afraid of a situation. You would never do that to a little 2-3. You'd want to comfort them. You want to know what they want, what would make them feel safe. Well, that's your body in their own nonverbal way speaking to you in massive volume, but you're not listening. And I need you to learn how to listen to your body with the compassion you would give any 2 or 3-year-olds. You understand? That's going to be really important during your ascension. Ascension is also self-worth. And though many of us talk about self-love, and it can be very repetitive and boring and repetitive, that is going to be a massive part of your journey. That's going to be 50% of your journey. The rest of the 50%, I'll make 10% releasing dogma, 10% releasing fear and becoming, fearless in every opportunity that presents, itself to you. You would, instead of being fearful, you're fearless. You literally leap into the mosh pit of fear, and now at that point, fear becomes your ally. 10% is you being okay with being a lone wolf as you reconstruct yourself from the implosions of losing your identities to connections with religion, culture, race, gender, and sexual preference, things of that nature, right? The other 10% is trusting yourself. And the last 10% is having massive respect for the home you live in. That means planet Earth. It means loving it, honoring it, repairing it, and its children of fur, feather, or fin. Not just us humans, but every sentient being that walks upon this planet. It is us really learning how to adore Pachamama and her children, which includes us. And that means that part is going to be a massive part in your ascension. Okay, so any questions or comments, my loves? I know you have, gosh, I wish we could do more people here. Back to life, back to reality. Once I finish my doctorate in 2 years, I'll be fully portable. Fantastic. That's huge. That is huge. Back to life, back to reality. Corey Brown, what does that mean? Tell me more. Tell me more. I'm fascinated. This is so true. Tell me more, Corey. And welcome, by the way. Welcome to this talk. I want to do a guided meditation. And this guided meditation is going to be a meditation on being upgraded with light codes from source. Okay? And so I'd like you to position your bodies in such a way that you are comfortable, that you can close your eyes, and you can receive guidance to getting yourself upgraded with new light codes from source so that you can better see, right? Better understand so that your brain can actually get triggered into evolving, similarly to when you first came into this incarnation and your brain got activated to learn how to read. Some scratches on a piece of paper. You learn how to read, and many of you learn how to read in a certain language, and then another language, and then another language. Don't take that for granted. The brain had to expand itself to that understanding of what these scratches on paper meant. That's extraordinary, don't you think? That's mind-blowing. And so it's very similar. We need to upgrade ourselves to understand very, very esoteric things that say in our past incarnations on higher dimensions, we understood it with effortlessness. It was like, of course this is true and this is real and this is what I'm capable of doing. But in the amnesia, we've suffered brain damage in being in these bodies, right? I mean, how else can you say it, right? So we're activating new portals in our brain, in this vessel, through light codes. And similarly to how your phone gets upgraded while you sleep with new upgraded software and your computer, you can either passively allow it to happen, and it did. That's one of the reasons why many of you got awakened. As you were sleeping, you were being upgraded unbeknownst to you. It was part of the contract. And eventually, you got aware of your awakening. Now, I invite you to give permission to Source, the one of 1,000 names, the one who created us all, and your archangels and your tribe of light beings who protect and guide and walk beside you every minute of every day that you've had these incarnations, and give them permission to upgrade you voluntarily. At this point now, it's like buying software and saying, I'd like this software, and I'm going to buy it ahead of time because I want to know or I want to learn new things. And I can't learn these things or do these things or create these things until I buy the software. And in this case, you're asking Source to upgrade you. And you're voluntarily saying yes. Does that make sense? Any questions or comments on that? Any questions or comments? All right. So this is what we're going to do. Thank you for sharing the live. If all of you could share the live, that would be, and we got number 9 people. Fantastic. I love it. So I want you to get in a position, and I don't care if it's outside in nature. Make sure you have a pillow, get yourself comfortable, a blanket so you don't get cold or chilled or anything like that. Make sure you're comfortable. I'd like you to lay down because I'd like you to completely receive, whereas sitting up is not the same. If you're driving, don't do it, clearly. However, you may, I'll upload this to YouTube and you can access it later and do the guided meditation. Okay, so don't worry if you're driving. It's all good. Don't pull over. Do your thing. Just listen. But don't get hypnotized by what I'm going to say. Be safe, okay? Because I know many of you drive while you're listening to me on the lives. All right. I want you to breathe in and out of your chakras. And when you're ready to receive, give permission for the upgrades. You can do it telepathically to Source, or you can actually articulate it if you'd like. Ahom Prema, Ahom Prema, Ahom Prema. That is, I am divine love. And if you want to say it, you can. Ahom Prema, Ahom Prema, Ahom Prema. There's a beautiful waterfall coming from divine source. It's a waterfall, and the colors can change, and if they change, it's okay. Don't worry about it. But I'm going to share with you the colors that I see, and they happen to be blue, teal, turquoise, white, violet, gold, and this rosy pink you would see in a sunset. And these colors are like a waterfall, a ribbon of light, misty. And it's coming from divine source, unconditional divine love cascading down through the galaxy, onto planet Earth, down, 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 into the rooftop of your dwelling, down, and caressing the top of your head at the crown chakra, and these light codes that are being spilled through these lights, this colored waterfall, can appear in any way. There's no right way to see them. And if you see nothing, it's okay. Just intend it if you can't visualize this. And this light is twirling clockwise. You think of it as if your crown chakra was like the top of a record player, right? Turning it clockwise and allowing these light codes from this beautiful waterfall of light from this divine unconditional love coming at you, turning it clockwise and taking deep breaths in and out and receiving, relaxing. And this light is now pouring down your brow, your eyelids, your cheekbones, and right there at your third eye, turning it clockwise, allowing these light codes to come into your third eye, to upgrade your third eye. So your third eye would be right between your eyes, right between your brows, and the light spilling down to the back of your head where the eye of Horus, the third eye, the pineal gland. Allowing this light to turn clockwise right between your brows and the light codes to go below and beyond. Now allowing this light to spill down your cheekbones into your jaw, into your throat chakra, turning your throat chakra clockwise, allowing anything that has blocked your voice from speaking the truth and your truth, from expressing your pain and your joy, from expressing your dreams and your hopes. Any blockages, allow them to lift away from your throat chakra, rising, transmuting. You can see it turning into gold dust blown by the wind, or hundreds of thousands of tiny butterflies, and the blockages is transmuted. The timidity is gone. Ahom Prema, Ahom Prema, Ahom Prema. I am divine love. Allowing the light, this cascade of waterfall of colors that may have changed, and that's good, as long as it's clear and clean and bright, down to your high heart chakra, which is right at your breastbone, and turning that light clockwise and allowing any blockages, any regrets, any second thoughts, anything that keeps you from trusting in the ability for you to love and be loved, allow it to lift away, turning it clockwise. Taking your time, accepting and releasing, going within, going deeper into that high heart, maybe even putting your hand there. And now allow this beautiful light of upgrades to go down to your heart chakra, right between your breast, your chest, allowing it to turn clockwise. And just breathing in and out and feeling so good, so relaxed, so at peace. There, right there, is your inner child. And I want you to go find that inner child, that little boy or little girl, and let them know when you find them that they are safe and that you're so sorry you haven't come to visit them. And I want you to do a 360 and look at where they are. Are they standing? Are they sitting? Are they self-protecting themselves? Are they in the fetal position? Are they smiling? What do you see? And I want you to look at the room they're in. Does it have windows? Does it have doors? And if it doesn't, I want you to give them something. I want you to decorate that room into something that is beautiful, something like the secret garden, something that is so beautiful, so magical, so peaceful, that when you're not there, they will feel safe and they will feel the love and your presence of their care. What do they need? What do they want? A bed? Give them the bed and make it beautiful. A chair? Give them a chair and choose the color and make it beautiful. Do they need toys? What kind of toys? How old is that child that you have found? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? How old is your child? What kind of books do you want to give them in that shelf? What kind of lighting? What is the color of that room? What kind of toys? Tonka trucks? Baby dolls? Blocks? Teddy bears? What color? How many windows do you want in that room? And what do those windows overlook? A beach? A forest? A mountain? A desert? What will they look out when you are not there? What can they enjoy when you're not there? How many windows? Are there skylights? Is there a staircase that goes down to a garden? What does the garden look like? How do they feed themselves? What do they want? What kind of food? A little stove, their height, where they can make tea and scones. And what do they eat? What do they drink? And what does it look like? Is it a beautiful tea set? And what do they have in the closet? What clothes are you going to give them? Is it fun clothes, dress-up clothes, fairies, knights, princes, kings, queens? What's in that closet? And fill it with an abundance of fantasy, of fun. That heart chakra is their home, your home, the seat of your soul. That child you have to care for, check in, and ask it what it wants. When you take a walk in the woods, or you're hiking, or you're swimming, or you're going to the gym, and they want an ice cream, or they want to buy a book, a certain book that would have reminded you of you as a child, buy that book. Buy it, honor their request, and put it on the shelf. Don't ignore it or shame it. Now breathe into your heart and go in and out, and make a pact with your little child that you will go and visit them once a week, twice a week, but you will check in with them at least twice a week, and you have given them such beauty. Do they need a pet? A miniature pony? A cat? A dog? A hamster? A rabbit? A bird? A ferret? And what is its name? Breathe in and out of your heart chakra and relax. Relax. Get on one knee at eye level to them and tell them that you're sorry, that you ignored them, that you didn't know they were there. You forgot about them. It's okay. And listen to how they respond. What do they say? How are they looking at you, reacting to your words? And listen. Pay attention. Ask them if it's okay if you can hug them. And then hug them. Hold their entire body against yours and hold them. Rock them back and forth. Thank them for their strength and courage. Let them know they didn't deserve to be ignored, to be abused, to be bullied, to be forgotten. Let them know that they are safe now, and that you will always make sure that they are number one in your mind when you make decisions. Ask them if they believe you, if they trust you. Listen. What are they doing? How are they responding? Now let them know that you have to go, because you're on a journey of ascension and growth. And you'll be back, and if you hear them calling out to you, you'll be back. Not to worry. Release them. One last glance, smiling at them. Now drop into your solar plexus, letting the ascension light codes, the upgrades to come, the seat of power, turning it clockwise. Aham prema. Aham prema. Aham prema. I am divine love. Now drop this beautiful cascading light into your belly button, the Hara chakra, also known as the womb chakra, turning it clockwise, allowing anything that is dark, clingy, oily, gunky to lift away. Aham prema. Aham prema. Aham prema. I am divine love. Now drop this beautiful light 2 inches below your belly button, your sacral chakra, turning these light codes of upgrades and of ascension clockwise, feeling so good, so safe. And again, anything that is impeding your progress in any way, allow it to surface like oil on top of an ocean, and take it and transmute it. Allow it to lift away and see it become like sand in the wind, blown away, or thousands and thousands of tiny little golden butterflies. However you see it, you're doing great. Now drop this beautiful cascading light into your crown chakra, turning it clockwise, feeling any release between your legs, any shaming, any fear, any sense of betrayal, any jealousy, envy, lack of self-worth, lack of self-love, lack of self-care, fear, rage. It's okay. You didn't do anything wrong. You have been having this human experience for hundreds upon thousands of incarnations, and you deserved, and you always have deserved so much more. But now you're being ascended, and you're trusting that you are ready. Perfectionism has no place here, for you are perfect. Allowing anything that is gunky or blocking your energy to be released now, letting it transmute itself. And now allow the light to split to thigh bone, and letting it cascade down your thighs, your knees, your shins, down into your ankles, the tops of your feet, your toes, like a waterfall, a ribbon, a mist of colored lights going down through the floorboards into earth, down, further down to very center of the earth, and now feeling grounded and rooted. Now you are protected and rooted and grounded by divine source through your root chakra and through your earth star. Now feel this light. It could be any color you want. It could be pink and violet. It could be teal or turquoise or white or gold, like a cocoon, a mist that surrounds and protects you. Call upon Archangel Michael to protect and guide you. Archangel Metatron to come protect and guide you. Archangel Gabriel to come protect and guide you. Archangel Raphael to come and protect and guide you. Archangel Uriel to surround you like a wheel spinning around you, to come and protect and guide you. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes and you can share your experience with the collective. Don't be shy. Please share, and I'll read your experiences. How did you feel? What did you see? What happened? Share. Type away. And then we'll do an oracle reading. How did you feel? What happened? By sharing, you give others the strength and courage to share. This is not a time to be mute. This is a time to share. What did you feel? What did you feel? Be the first one to stand. It's actually an interesting exercise because everyone is always afraid that what they have to share is not important. Good. Thank you, Yessie, for your courage. Healing. Does anybody want to share what they saw with their inner child? Beautiful, healing, relaxing. Thank you, sleepy. It's going to be okay. Yes. Yes. I felt forgiving of myself for not knowing how to handle certain things better. My little girl is 9, but she has ancient soul. She comforted me, was on a beach and needed nothing. My inner child was coloring at a table. I felt relaxed, powerful, and safe, very healed and regenerated. Beautiful. And your inner child needed nothing. That's beautiful. But there's nothing wrong with also some of you, your inner child needing toys and books and windows and love and your care. I felt relaxed and powerful and safe, very healed and regenerated. Amazing, Tony. Thank you. Any other shares? Don't be shy. Don't be shy. This is not the time to be shy. This is the time to share. You understand this is a very small group. Have you noticed? Very, very small. She needed a new pair of glasses. Isn't that cute? That is so cute. She needed a new pair of glasses. I love it. I love it. Anything else? Anything else? Because I know some of you are typing. I know, Cosmic Canary. My inner child needed courage. And how did you give her courage? Or him courage? I hope you journal this, what happened with your connection with your inner child. I hope you do. I really do. I didn't know what kind of guided meditation I was going to give you until I was guided to give you the one you got. So, all right. So we're going to do the Earth Warrior Oracle is what we're going to do right now. Unless you want to share, if you anyone of you want to share, let me know. But let's go ahead. Why am I crying? I was crying while I was doing it. So why not? You were purging. You were purging. Sometimes, see, I love that you ask, why am I crying? Exactly. Ask your body, what does it need? Why are you crying? Very good question. It's a good question, but it's not like, why am I crying like this silly? It's like, why am I crying? What is my body trying to tell me? What have I held on to that's being released right now? I'm so grateful for this release. I felt my third eye open and crown tingle. Oh, that's fabulous. That's fabulous. Thank you. That is wonderful. Third eye has been bananas since January. I hear you. And that's why you have to chant and work on your chakras every day. All right. Are you guys ready for your oracle message? We're down to 14 people. Ready? Okay. So I want you to pick. You just give your angels, guides, and allies permission to guide you, and then pick bottom, top, or middle. Bottom, top, or middle. Yes, 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 yesy. Okay. Bottom, top, or middle. Bottom, middle. Okay, I'm waiting. A majority wins. Top. Well, that's not it. Bottom. Okay, we're doing bottom. Pantera, the precious and rare. It's number 30, which would be number 3, right? 3 is, oh, bloody hell, I always forget what 3 is in Kabbalah numerology. Hang on, okay, let me tell you in a minute. Because everything matters. Every little thing matters. 3 is Jupiter. It represents idealism, higher education, foreign travel, and religion. 3 is the number of optimism, movement, expansion, and the holy trinity of the body, mind, and spirit. Perfect. All right, let's read what this is. So this is Pantera, and on this image is a black jaguar, a butterfly, the sun rising, a mountain, and a woman's face. Okay, let me read it out loud to you. And I will ask you to close your eyes and listen with your body as well as your ears. Listen with your whole cellular system. All right, let's do it. All right, ready? 30, Pantera, the precious and rare. Our faith and optimism are not meant to make us complacent, but to encourage us to believe that our actions in the world will have a positive and real effect. I need you guys to realize that your timidity is no longer acceptable. All right? There are situations where your voice, your courage, and your fearless determination are needed. I'm going to read it again. Did you hear that? There are situations where your voice, your courage, and your fearless determination are needed. You will make a difference. Cast helplessness or despair aside and realize the fighter within you. Fight for that which needs defending with all your heart. Your inner child can't feel safe unless you advocate for yourself. Unless you protect that inner child. Not just for yourself, but the collective inner children that have been harmed. That don't feel safe. That are broken and beaten down to become silent in the heart chakra of the many. Fight for that which needs defending with all your heart. Do so with compassion, kindness, and mercy, but do not yield. Do not yield. Get used to speaking and sharing your thoughts. Get used to conflict. You better, because look at the shit show we live in. You better, because your little kid needs to know you got business in hand. There's an incredible image of a woman, and I bless your hearts, I'm going to also give it to you for you masculines out there, of a woman with a sword in her hand and a baby on her hip. The image of a man with a sword in his hand and a baby on his hip. Divine protectors. Okay, inner reading. You have the strength to handle any challenge, even the ones that intimidate you. I'm reading this again. You have the strength to handle any challenge, even the ones that intimidate you. You may feel that you are alone in the fight sometimes, but there are forces of good in spirit and upon the earth that are fighting with you, supporting you, believing in you, assisting you, and championing your success. It may not always feel like it, but you are not in this alone. There is help at hand to uncover a hidden piece of information which will allow truth and justice to prevail. Spiritual guidance. Do not give up on yourself or spirit. When in the face of possible loss, something deep in our soul recoils in horror. It is a sign that something is not right. Sadly, many of us felt that the day we were, in other words, once we got consciousness after birth, once we were aware of ourselves, we realized this was not it. Okay? It is not a sign that we are too attached or not trusting enough in the divine to figure everything out. It is a sign that we must pay attention, ask for guidance, and then with kindness, courage, and strength, we take appropriate action to safeguard what we would otherwise perish. We are not here to be passive consumers of whatever the dominant mainstream consciousness tries to enact in the world, nor the ideologies taught by counterculture. We are here to learn to awaken the healing power of our own minds in connection with the compassion of our hearts. We are here to become complete human beings, and through that to be and live and inspire loving evolutions for the greater good. We are here to be in the revolutionary embodiment of loving consciousness, to be the fearless, determined enactors of wisdom. We are here to offer and inspire, to rebel and refuse, to speak with wisdom, to create through how we choose to be within ourselves, and to honor the light in such a way that we protect and preserve what has real value in the world. The body, the earth, and her creatures are not illusions. Saying that they are not real is not spiritual wisdom. That is an unholy deception perpetuated to undermine sacred activists from derailing the devastating behaviors that place profit above all. I wish I could remember that woman that lived in that tree for almost 18 months because it was important to do it, because it symbolized everything. Whale hunting should be abolished. Hunting anything should be abolished. Harming anyone or anything is not in connection with ascension. It isn't. It's not a match. Let me continue. The Mastes of the Brazilian and Peruvian Amazon are known as the Jaguar people. Exposure to outside influence and grabs for their lands have changed their economy, introduced disease, and challenged the continuing existence of their culture. Their innate spiritual right to live as they choose has been violated by short-sighted exploitation of lands for financial gain. We have the power to evoke the protection and correction of and corrective divine presence through the wise use of our own free will. When we act consciously while praying for courage, inspiration, assistance, and protection, the action truly creates benefit, and we don't turn against each other, undermining the love and respect that we are yearning to increase on our planet. Such sacred activism builds self-esteem and boosts our belief in what is possible for wise and courageous people to create together. We become unwilling to be hoodwinked or made to feel impotent in the face of unjust destruction. Instead, we rally and we rise. We gain courage, energy. We become fierce with divine healing energy and wise with compassion. As those who are aware enough to recognize it, treasuring what is sacred, original, and worth preserving in human culture is part of our task. One Matse wisdom teaching is that the best way to contribute to do what one does best. There will be many who want to stop you, yet like black jaguar, a rare variant of the panther species of South America, brings the message of fearlessness and a willingness to act, the ability to discover hidden knowledge and unravel secrets. The Mases and the black jaguar are rare and endangered, unique treasures upon the earth. Their presence in our consciousness reflects a conversation taking place between our soul and the Divine Mother. She knows how to heal any ills within her realm. All we need to do is follow the urgings of our heart with confidence, and all that we need to know will be imparted so that her beautiful will can be brought to bear. Imagine, visualize, or feel that a black jaguar is emerging from the night sky. Moonlight shines on black fur. Fearless eyes shine like sunlit amber. The movement is measured, steady, and without hesitation. You sense the absolute certainty and confidence emanating from this sacred creature. Whatever has been holding you back, whether you can clearly articulate it or not, is severed from your field by one deft swipe from Black Jaguar. Feel the release with peace in your heart and say out loud, "The spirit of Black Jaguar reveals my courage, conviction, purpose, and passion. I am freed from constraint. I am made ready to do this moment and for all moments to come. By the grace of the Divine Feminine, I am willing to participate fully in my life, to take action upon the divine urgings of my heart for the greatest good. I will not be shamed in silence. I will take action every day in whatever ways I can with fierce compassion in my heart and sacred rebellious fires in my belly. May divine purpose manifest through our willingness, talent, and our faith to ourselves, in ourselves, each other, and the divine. May your loving kindness and creative wisdom render any actions of spiritual benefits to all being. So be it." That was a hell of a reading. What did you guys feel from that particular oracle? Do you guys want to share? Do you have anything to share? Do you see how they are really looking so hard, making it so hard for us to be demure and silent and complacent and afraid, and teaching us, the masculine and the feminine, to fight each other, to not trust each other, to not see that not everyone is cut from the same cloth. Thank you, Jennifer. Powerful. It's time for you to raise your voice, and it's time for you to do it through maybe chakras in the beginning, working on your chakras every day, chanting to your chakras every day. Aham Prema, I am divine love. Om Radha Krishnaya Namaha. Om Radha Krishnaya Namaha. There is a video that I have of this other one. Om Parama Prema Rupaya Namaha. Om in salutation to the supreme divine love coming in recognizable form. These mantras work. These mantras were created thousands. They predate every religion you know. Depending on who you speak to, some of these Sanskrit mantras are 7,000 years old. They predate the religion that you now, or may be embodying, may be experiencing. Respect yourself, because you were one of the elders that lived in these parts of the world that had massive magical wisdoms. You may be incarnated in a newer body, but take the time to remember your past lives on other planets, on this planet when it was free, revered, respected, protected by its people. I started mantras as you suggested, and I've been remembering my dreams now. Beautiful. I'm going to read it to you again. I started mantras as you suggested, and I have been remembering my dreams now. That's beautiful, because you're rewiring your brain. All right, my loves, any last words or comments? I'm about to close shop. I want to thank you all for being here. We have 10 people left. I think it's beautiful. Thank you for your patience and showing up on this live. I will be uploading this live to YouTube. Please share it with all your young ones. Since, again, TikTok decided to ban 14-year-olds from listening to something this important, or 12-year-olds, this is appropriate for all children. Okay? Wonderful, much needed life today. Beautiful, glad. Thank you, Jennifer. You're always thank you all for being such a supporting light to the work I do. I really appreciate you all. Thank you. What a beautiful meditation. Absolutely. Sending you much love on your journey. Namaste. Be well.